So for the new joiner, again, my name is Sabrina Ho, founder and CEO of Half the Sky, Asia's leading career platform for women. Thank you all so much for being here today. And in introduction of Half the Sky, we are a leading career platform that focuses on connecting female job seekers with equal opportunity employers. We offer a women's career network, skills training, and a growing list of career opportunities from companies that care, and also offer expert career advice to help you make that leap in your career. And as an advocate in the workplace, our mission is to level the playing field at work and to build a diverse and robust workforce, all to inspire more women to achieve their career aspirations. So please. And our partner company today is Equinix. So Equinix is the world's digital infrastructure company, enabling digital partners a trusted platform to bring together and also to interconnect the foundational infrastructure that powers their success. And Equinix also being recognized as one of the Fortune 500 companies for the first time. And their CEO and president, Charles Myers, is selected by Glassdoor as a top CEO. Their people-first culture makes Equinix the Glassdoor 21 best top places to work. And the Australia team has also been recently named a best place to work by WorkLife, and it's their first time winning this award. So here is a quick 30 seconds introduction of amazing partner company Equinix.
This is where the digital world connects, where what's important to you is important to us, where business grows, where people grow, where we all share the mission, where extraordinary is every day, where going to work is making a difference, where you should be. Connect your career with Equinix.
So without further ado, let's first get to know more about our amazing panelists today. Home, Jennifer, and Kay, tell us about you, what you do, and also your career with Equinix.
Thanks for having me today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies. My name is Home. I have been working at Equinix Australia for 5.5 years, and my current role is sales engineer based in Sydney. My job is to identify the problem customer facing and provide technical solutions. A typical day at work, I collaborate with sales team to understand customer requirements, and I deliver technical presentations that explains how customer can leverage our services and platforms to grow their businesses. Internally, I work with product team to plan and modify the product to suit customer needs. Actually, this isn't my first role at Equinix. I have been promoted numerous times throughout my career at Equinix, from field engineer to sales transaction coordinator to sales engineer. It allows me to explore the business from different perspectives and move outside my comfort zone to better myself and those around me. Over to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Hongju. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer, based in Singapore. I've been working in Equinix for 11 years and counting. This is my second job in my 25 years of career. I came from a service desk industry with no prior data center experience. I started my career in Equinix sometime back in 2010, right after I gave birth to my 4th kid. Yes, I have 4 kids. I started as an implementation engineer while I was responsible for the customer project delivery. And then I moved on to leading the team in 2014. And later on in 2017, I moved on to IBX manager, where I run the day-to-day operation for 2 IBX in Singapore. Over to you, Kay.
Hi, everyone. Kay here. I'm the UX manager for the Singapore team here in Equinix. I have a team of 5 designers working with me, and we are responsible for creating an engaging experience for our Equinix application that help to increase customer satisfaction, generate sales, as well as creating brand loyalty. I started off as a software a developer in the banking industry after I graduated. A year later, I was put over to join the digital banking team to learn on the job and work as a UX designer. And that's just a very quick summary as to how I moved into UX. To be honest, I haven't heard about Equinix when the HR first reached out to me. So after the call, I started Googling about Equinix and I was intrigued. Diversity and inclusivity were the main traits that kind of put me in. It is not very common to see, companies advocate so strongly about and taking such a firm stand with regards to such social initiatives. And I knew at that point, I had to be a part of this. So long story short, and here I am 4 months in Equinix.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. So, Kate, you have just shared with us you moved from a banking sector into product organization, and you're also in this role for 4 months as well. What are some working in tech industries, this banking industry?
For me, it wasn't too huge of a difference. I've always been in the tech world, but the main difference would be, moving from a B2C to a B2B. So instead of selling, to anyone with an impulse and money, now I'm selling to specific decision makers with an exact list of what they need for their company. It is quite different when you're trying to sell with the intent to build a relationship rather than satisfying momentary demand. B2B involves diagnosing a customer's challenges as well as coming up with a customized solution that will involve a long-term business partnership.
Awesome. And Kate, what tips do you have for some of our audience that is exploring a switch in the industry?
And I think self-learning for sure, and obviously being open-minded to trying new things. Because if I did not take on the challenge to try a new role back then, when I was a software developer, I wouldn't be where I am today as a UX a designer and a manager now. And if I didn't move on from banking, which I was in for 8 years, if I didn't take on this being open-minded to trying new things, I wouldn't be here in Equinix in a different industry.
And that's good to hear. And Hong, you have moved from an operations team to sales team. So what tips would you give to someone who's interested in a career transition?
I would say if the ideal role you want isn't possible for you right now, find an in between. So this is something that so many people don't realize they need to be doing. They want to make the instant leap, but nothing in our life happens instantly, and especially in our career, we have to be willing to take calculated, guided steps if we really want to pursue a career that is truly meaningful for us. So you know where the destination is, and you see where we are currently. So it's kind of look at it as a high level map and zoom into the map and start to identify what are the detours that I need to take in order to get myself to the final destination. What I mean by that is what are the positions that you would properly to do in between. I was in an operation team, but I want to be a sales engineer in sales organization. Firstly, I applied for sales transaction coordinator, which isn't my final destination. But I do get the opportunity to connect people in sales. So it's all about getting yourself one step closer each and every time to the ultimate goal. To be honest, the 2 year experience in sales transaction team had helped me getting into my current position, and even has been helping me today to build a strong bond between these two teams.
Thank you, Hong. And Jennifer, so we have a lot of female audience who are interested in relaunching their career. Can you share some tips to navigate a career in the technology space?
I think it is important to speak out and seek support from your team whenever you require assistance. Never be afraid to speak up. Never be afraid to tell someone that you are not sure about certain things. And we do have a lot of tech-savvy younger generation within our organization. And it is the key to stay connected with them and learn from them, because that is where they will be open to you, and whenever you need help, and they'll be there for you. I'm the only female within my peers now, and I'm glad and really thankful that I have a group of very supportive colleagues and team members that have helped me and provided me through my career within the organization so far. Yeah.
That's amazing to hear. And panelists, what are some of the challenges you have faced throughout your career? And how do you navigate the challenges and thrive in your career? Jennifer?
Challenges? Well, as a mother of four, there's been a lot of challenges, especially working schedule, juggling between the working schedule and versus the kids' schedule and their school activities. It is never easy when I have to schedule between the meetings and and also at the same time I'm required to attend to my kids suddenly. I've learned to speak out and share with my peers to seek their support to cover me during situations where the childcare call me or I need to pick up my kids. And when my kids were younger, for example, they need to go to the childcare, and at 6 o'clock, I need to leave the office and go and pick them up. So this is a common understanding within all my peers. And sometimes when the meeting overruns, my colleague will actually just remind me, hey, Jennifer, it's 6, you need to go off to pick up your kids. And subsequently, they will help me to cover up those outstanding issues or some of the action items that needs to be done. Yeah.
What about you, Kay?
For me, Equinix is actually the third company I've worked in. So fitting in is definitely a challenge. It can be quite frustrating, trying to figure out how to be a part of a new work culture. So for me, how I went about navigating this is to get to know my colleagues by arranging one-on-one session when I first joined, and ask questions, because you got to ask when you're not sure and don't assume anything because you're new, right? On top of that, it's important to be friendly and respectful, and your good attitude will be reciprocated by your colleagues. The other challenge that I face, I think it's the same for everyone, would be time management. It's quite difficult, when you're trying to settle into a new role and adjusting to your new responsibilities. But there's only so much you can accomplish in a day. So what I like to do personally is to create a daily to-do list, because breaking down the task can help me helps to make them seem a little bit more manageable, and obviously keep me organized. But if that being done and I still can't manage my workload, I will always seek out extra guidance from my manager.
That's amazing. And I would just want to give a shout out to one of the audience, Kenya. So Kenya, she said, amazing, Jennifer. For the audience who wants to go into the tech industry, what are the soft and hard skills we should first equip with to get a head start into the tech industry?
To be a UX designer, some of the technical skills that you need to have would be wireframing, prototyping, user flows, mockups. Having this know-how with design, and also having the know-how to design softwares like Figma, Sketch, InVision, and Photoshop is definitely essential. But besides being proficient in these tools, you will also need to keep abreast with the best practices for things like design tools, layout, iconography, typography, and colors, so on and so forth. But other than designing, UX designers are also expected to be proficient in information architecture. So information architecture involves effectively organizing and structuring content. So when designed well, a good information architecture can help users locate information they're looking for and complete a task. As for some of the soft skills, being a UX designer, you will definitely be collaborating with other teams on a regular basis. It may be with project managers to define business requirements, or with developers to translate your designs into code. So working as part of a team means knowing how to give and receive feedback. And as well, incorporating some of these new ideas that you get from your teammates into your design to make the best product possible.
Yeah. And I think that we need to be always prepared for constant changes within the organization. Continuous change for improvement will actually help to edge any technology company ahead of its competitor. Be receptive on new ideas and a ready mind to learn new things.
Amazing, amazing. And Hong, so we all know panelists now, we're still going through the pandemic, and everyone's working from home. So how we going to integrate work and life is very important. And I'm sure a lot of audience will want to know a lot of tips from you ladies as well. So Hong, can you share with us some tips from you on how do you manage balancing work and life in the pandemic?
Sure, it's a very good question. I believe work and life balance is important for everyone, especially for women. Lucky enough, work and life balance is part of our company's DNA. During COVID, I joined lots of company-hosted events like virtual boot camp, online pottery class to make your own very unique, cute mug, and the cooking class with our president. Last month, we invited zookeepers showing us a huge range of local animals, which is a family-friendly event and very interactive, especially for those days we can't really go to the zoo. Also, the company gives us extra 2 days off to recharge and refresh. This demonstrated a genuine appreciation of everyone's efforts and sacrifice during COVID. From my perspective, Equinix takes great employee well-being initiatives. So I'm proud of. We are one of the top 100 the best places to work from Glassdoor, you already mentioned earlier. So basically, choosing a company truly cares about their people. It's not just about work-life balance. It makes your life even colorful.
That's amazing. And Kay, your portfolio involves working closely with the America team and the APAC team. How do you manage working across different time zones while navigating the pandemic?
Yeah, with the time difference, it's actually really hard to stay on a fixed 9 to 6 working hours. But I'm really glad that both Equinix and my managers they are very understanding and flexible as to how we arrange our work hours. As long as we deliver our tasks. So for me personally, in the afternoon, I can take some time off to go for a walk or exercise.
That's good. You can go for exercise during work hour during the afternoon. That's good to hear. And Jennifer, being part of the operations team, so throughout the entire pandemic, you are actually the essential workforce that has to be physically present in the office. How do you manage around this and also keep your team?
For me, I think I keeping the team morale up is very important, especially during these tough times. I typically share my passion of baking and cooking with the team. I used to bring food that I made and then put it in the pantry where I share with the team. And that is where it's a place where I feel with joy and laughter over food, and everybody will give their comments to me on my food. However, during this pandemic, we actually switched to a new way of catching up, connecting virtually through Zoom and WhatsApp after I leave my food in the pantry.
Well, it sounds really yummy. I'm hungry already. And panelists, so I want to move on to this question, which is more about mentorship. So what role does the mentorship play in your career? Home?
Equinix, we have been running the Women Leadership Network as EWLN successfully for many years. I joined EWLN mentoring program, which is indeed a fantastic learning experience. This is a great opportunity to connect with a colleague in our EWLN community who can offer the support and the guidance within my career role, with my current role, or even like with my future career aspirations. So typically, my mentor was in my current role for 4 years before moving to sales team. So no one knows better than her the challenge I'm facing and the skills I'm needed. The information and experience she shared with me is as powerful and valuable. Additionally, through this program, we feel more connected at work and also outside the work. So that's also very important for both of us. So I think I cannot agree anymore. Mentoring is a learning journey for both of us, and that also encouraged me to consider being a mentor to share my experience and help more people to grow professionally and personally.
Okay, what about you?
For me, I feel like mentors are important as they help to give feedback and provide guidance when you need it. So for example, for myself, in the past when I was stuck in my designs, or even now when I'm stuck with an idea, I'll reach out to my mentor to kind of discuss and to get unbiased opinions. And in Equinix, right, we have UX open hours where, one of the senior design leaders will always be there, and any designers can bring, their design model, even issues to kind of discuss and share. It's an open platform for anyone to be there. This is important because, when you ask friends may be hesitant to give their honest feedback, fearing that they might appear critical. But mentors are different. Their goal is to help you grow professionally, and there is this mutual working relationship with trust. Mentors can help identify your weaknesses and advise you on ways to improve, and mentees themselves will be able to take them as constructive criticism because of this professional working relationship that they have. So I think, at the end of the day, mentorship is very, very important.
Yeah, I do agree with Kay that mentorship is really very important, because when I started as a new people manager, at that point of time, we actually have a mentorship program running, and I was very fortunate to have my managing director as my mentor, and I was able to seek valuable advice on how to manage difficult conversation, especially when you're a new people manager. You need to talk to the peers and those managers which have been here for longer than you, and those skill set, in my perspective, are essential for people management skill, which has benefited me for my growth within the organization.
Wow, that's a lot of wonderful sharing. Thank you so much, panelists. And audience, we have received a lot of questions from you, and we're moving on to the Q&A now. And hopefully, I will be able to have all the panelists to answer all of your questions that sent in before this event. So shall we move to the Q&A, panelists? You all ready? Awesome, I love it.
Yeah.
Jennifer, so the first question is to you. So any tips for working moms?
Working moms, yeah. Okay, it's important to have me time. Me. To me, my definition of me time is my energy. This is where I set aside time for myself, and it could be as little as 30 minutes. And the main objective is to cater some time for yourself to do something you enjoy whenever possible. Take baby steps and put up a checklist on everyday to-do lists. I started my day early after I drop off my kids, and typically I'll be in office by 7:30. Yes, 7:30. But don't worry, I will not actually email and start asking my colleagues on work. But I make use of this me time to make breakfast and go through the schedule and the to-do list for the week, for the day. So it is also important to have good family support and also support from my colleagues.
Wow. And Jennifer, we all know, right? Mom guilt is real. And so for you, how do you deal with guilt?
Mom guilt. Mom guilt, this definition to me is very individual. Just to all the mothers out there, all the mothers are perfect and unique by their own ways. So give a pat on your shoulder that you have done well. And to me, it's more of how we spend time with our kids and manage their expectation as well. It's just like how we manage our boss's expectation. Typically, I do set aside time with my kids. For example, my husband and I, we will take turns to spend individual time with the kids. So for kids, no joke, it will either be with my girl only or with the 3 boys or individual boys. So when we set aside time, for example, I will plan a trip with them. They will be the one that involved in the planning on the schedule, and I'll just tag along. And during this trip or any day activity, both of us agreed that for mommy, no work, no handphone, no email. For them, no handphone gaming. So that both of us are actually involved in the quality time that we are supposed to spend together.
Yeah, it sounds like a true quality time with the kids. Yeah, really good. Yeah, and Hong, and other questions from the audience, they will want to know from you is how do they find out about openings, and how do they apply jobs at Equinix?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there are a couple of ways to apply jobs and stay in touch with us. So you can go to Equinix career portal, searching all hiring positions, and you can filtering by like departments, by locations. So, but if the position isn't available for now, so feel free to register your interest through the Equinix Talent Network, and we'd love to hear you, and we're gonna provide the URL later on. Besides that, you also can check out from Half the Sky, a very good career platform for women. So good luck with your job search, and I hope we all get a great job.
Thank you for the shout out, Hong. Thank you so much for letting the audience know that they can apply wonderful opportunities at Equinix on Half the Sky and also on Equinix Talent Network as well. And I just saw Nicolette just sent out a link to the audience on how to join the talent network. So please check it out. The next question from the audience is, when any companies take a chance on a mid-career switcher with certification but no related working experience? So for example, I presume this audience is want to move into a UX role from a technical writing and market management background. Okay, any insight, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, sure. Personally, I've worked with many colleagues before who did a mid-career switch from other non-related industry. I think the bottom line is to not be afraid to start from scratch. In UX, there are various roles available, like UX designers, UX researchers, and UX writers. Personally, I'm not an expert at UX writing, but from my experience, to switch from a technical writing role into a UX role, I guess the most obvious choice would be first becoming a UX writer. So for a technical writer, you're focusing on documenting complex technical process. But for a UX writer, your goal is to make an interface more user-friendly. So this role, it's really to guide a user through a product experience, with words that are easy to understand. So with the same skill set, it's just, maneuvering and adapting to, the requirement and the different goal that you have in mind.
Thank you so much. And this question is more recruitment related. So we actually have Jenny here with us. So Jenny is the Regional Talent Acquisition Manager at Equinix. So Jenny, how's the data analytics opportunities at Equinix, and what's expected from a lateral hire with analytics experience who want to join Equinix?
So in Equinix, we believe in making data-driven decisions using data and analytics as an utility and enabler and a driver. So we do have several data analytics opportunities across different teams. For example, in IT, we hire big data engineers, data analysts, data scientists. We also hire data analysts in the strategy and development team. Within specific functions, say, for example, in HR, there's also a HR analytics team. So I would say there's plenty of opportunities. All of our roles are posted on our Equinix career portal and Half the Sky career portal. So if you haven't done so, please register your interest to be a part of talent community so you get alerts whenever the roles come available.
Yeah, thank you for the shout out, Jenny. And we're going to keep you a little bit longer for the next question because, again, it's recruitment related. So since we're a very international audience, they want to know, are there any opportunities happening besides in Singapore, but also in Germany, Switzerland, and Poland?
Yeah, so our career portal allows filtering, like what Hong mentioned earlier, to search for different job roles in different locations, different functions. So if you go to our job portal, you would see there are various options available in order to look at the area of interest that you have.
That's really good. And also any possibilities on job opportunities in Singapore for candidates from India?
We are an organization with equal opportunities and we evaluate candidates based on their merits. However, as we all know right now, due to the pandemic, government has put in tighter restrictions that's making us a little bit more challenging for us to consider foreign candidates. But if you have seen our Equinix website, we're really big on diversity. Our CEO, Charles Mayers, is recognized as a leader who is committed to creating a place of diversity, inclusion, and belonging, where every employee can confidently say, I'm safe, I belong, and I matter. We do have currently a very diverse workforce that we are all very proud to be a part with. So I again urge you to join our talent community, stay connected with us for opportunities.
And it's such a great motto. I'm safe, I belong, and I matter. And I can see it on all of your background wallpaper now. Amazing. Yes. Thank you, Jennifer and Jenny. Awesome. And next question from the audience. Would Equinix consider candidature from others, for example, oil and gas, energy sector, but with transferable skill set to work at Equinix? Hong?
Yeah, definitely. So we value diversity, including the diversity from different industries. Like what Kay shared earlier, we really welcome her, bring her expertise from the banking industry. Just talking about myself, I have a master's degree of petroleum engineering. Nothing to do with IT, but like what you say, I got a job in tech. So after I joined, my manager and my peers gave me the coaching and the insight of the industry and also the opportunity to get some realistic work. So I would like to mention that in operation team, we do have a pathway, the program called Career Transition Program. So where we hire transferable skills from adjacent industries. We have launched this program for a few years now, and we are seeing lots of success from joiners, like from oil and gas industry like me, like aviation, mission critical operation flows, just to name a few. So we definitely welcome candidates from other industries to build the diversity at the workplace. So we had an event called We Connect, which had 3,000 employees, participants, and over 100 volunteers to pull it off the 24-hour event because we're a global company and working like in a different time zone. So that event is very reflective on our culture and our commitment to creating a workplace where everyone can say like, I'm safe, I belong, and I matter. So this is to celebrate the diversity, quality, and connections and really opens up an opportunity for people to learn about from each other, which in turn create a level of understanding and create empathy and create forward progress. So I would say just being confident and being yourself, and we would appreciate your value.
And it's great to hear home that, at Equinix, you guys welcome people from different industries as long as they have the transferable skill set to do the job. Because we all know technology is the future. And, within our community, every event, when we speak to them, they always worry about, hey, Sabrina, we're not from tech industries. How do I get in? Do I even get a chance? So at least now they know, hey, definitely there are opportunities in Equinix, but as long as you have transferable skill set. So thank you for the confirmations and sharing home. And the next question, again, a little bit recruitment related. So we need Jenny for this one. So what will be the best role to switch within tech or engineering space from software QA role? So for this participant, she's looking towards SRE role, but she's not sure if there's a long way in the successful transition, given the fact that she has already had around 9+ years of QA experience. So she would love to have your advice.
We do have engineering hubs in a few locations in the APAC region. And within the engineering teams, we have employees with software engineering skills, QA skills, site reliability or customer reliability skills. And I do observe a lot of internal movement within the product and technology teams. Like what Hong has shared earlier, we encourage employees to track their personal development and career goals closely with their supervisors and mentors and work towards achieving it.
That's amazing. And now we all know that we're all working from home. It's definitely the new normal moving forward. Are organizations looking to recruit talent across the globe, as it does not really matter now geographically where we all are? Okay.
At Equinix, health and safety remains at the top of mind for us, as we continue looking into how returning to office post the pandemic can look like. In general, to answer your question, it depends on the nature of the job. Like what Jennifer shared earlier, our data center operation team requires the employees to be on site. But there are also roles that are completely remote and roles that are in hybrid mode where employees are on site as and when required. As a complex global company, work hours can be blurred over mornings or evening, like what I've mentioned earlier for myself personally. So Equinix, we do provide, flexibility wherever possible.
Thank you, Kay. And we have several questions from one of our audience who's actually a career switcher. So any audience right now, if you're a career switcher, please pay attention. So the first question is, how do you overcome issues where your team is too busy to share information that you actually need to learn? Jennifer, any tips?
Well, I guess earlier on, Keish also shared with us that I think it's important that we make an effort to arrange a one-to-one session with the individual. Keep your discussion short and book a 15 minutes max. Send out the topic of interest that you would want to know or learn from them, and just keep to that particular topic, so that it actually if the individual is with a busy schedule, they will take time for this, and then once they give you the information, I think that will be more fruitful rather than to block a range of time like 1 hour, 2 hours. Yeah.
And another question is, how do you pick up skills from people outside of your company? Okay.
Like what everyone has done here had done, right? Joining talks and events. I feel it's a good way to pick up tips and skills. Most of these talks and events, they invite speakers from various industries to share their personal experience in their individual expertise area. I feel like it is also a very good way to keep up to date on the current industry news as you listen to these industry experts.
And another question will be, how do you overcome the challenges to be heard and be taken seriously as a woman, where the majority of workplaces are male? Yeah. Home?
Very interesting question. Honestly, I'm in an engineering team, so by nature, we have less female team members. But as a team, we embrace the diversity, like we talk about today. A manager, he's a very nice guy and always encourage me to speak up, no matter in our team meetings or our one-on-one. So if something I'm not comfortable with, I can freely reach out to him and have a very open, honest conversation with him. I think it means a lot to me.
I agree. Thank you, Hong. And I think we still have some time left. So we're going to take questions from the audience live right now. So please put it in the chat box and I will definitely read it out for you. And then we'll have the panelists to answer them all for you. So, okay, we have questions right now from this audience. She is currently working as a business analyst and a seasoned financial analyst in IT industries. And she's interested in product manager role. Any suggestion, what is the strategy to initiate this career shift? And also any specific course or master brand need to be taken?
Maybe I can take this question.
Sure.
I would recommend to read the requirements of the roles. So we call out quite specifically the skills and experience that is required for the role in our job description. So I would say visit our career page and read the requirements that is in the job postings. And on courses, I think no harm, like what Kay mentioned, learning more about the topic that you are interested in, get involved in industry news, sign up for courses of interest, and think that will help to build up the knowledge in the topic.
So we're moving on to the final part of the program today. So Jenny, you want to share with the audience?
Yes, definitely. As the world's digital infrastructure company are growing rapidly, Equinix has just reported our 74th consecutive quarters of growth. So we're expecting continuous growth across the globe. The best way to stay connected is via our social media channels here. So if you search for hashtag live at Equinix, we'll see a lot of employees sharing their experiences in their journey with us. This morning, I just saw that Equinix Women's Leaders Network has organized a global push-up challenge. So over a period of 1 month, there were 170,000 push-ups completed, and we have raised $5,500 to support awareness about mental health. So there are a lot of interesting stories. Like what Hong shared earlier, I encourage you to join our talent network so you can be the first to hear about new roles, industry news, career insights, and you can do that simply by scanning the QR code here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny. And great news to all the participants today. Thanks to Equinix, we will be sending all of you the ebook from best-selling author and Salesforce executive, Karen Mangia. And her ebook is about working from home, making the new normal work for you. Where in this book, she shares her tips and tricks on positioning ourselves for greater success in the new work from home norm. Okay, so again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And the diversity employees on our platform are still hiring. They are committed to empower women to thrive within their organization, including Equinix. They provide flexible working arrangements, equal pay initiatives, return to work policies, leadership development programs, paid parental leave, and many more. Their jobs are all listed on our form. Please go check them out. And we also have a lot of resources to share with all of you on our platform. So make sure you sign up on halftheskyAsia.com. It's completely free. You'll also receive exclusive events invite like this one, job alerts, thought leadership content, and resources. Again, it's completely free. And moving forward, we have another event coming up next Wednesday, New Normal, Newer Networking, Building Your Network in a Virtual World. This event is in partnership with General Assembly. which I will be sharing tips on how to grow your network virtually as we navigate the new normal, and how can you really build an authentic relationship virtually. So you can find more details on the event page on our platform. And again, the events are completely free. So thank you all so much for your time today. Thank you so much for the amazing panelists and Equinix. Stay safe, everybody. Take care.